Hey everyone, it's AJ. I am packaging up some rug orders today, and I often get asked how I ship my rugs, so I wanted to share with you what I have been doing. I have to be honest, this was a part of the process that has always intimidated me the most, because there's just so many factors that go into actually like selling, shipping, listing your rugs online. This part of the process has really given me so much respect and empathy for other small business owners. There's a lot of logistics, and especially if you're a very like creative, right-brained person like I am, these kinds of workflows and steps might be a little bit difficult. I want to sell my rugs. I want to get them in the hands of people who will love them. So, you know, it's a necessary part of the process. So first, I'm gonna walk us through what I use to package my rugs. I think that you should kind of just treat this video like a friend of yours who you're getting some advice on, and it might not necessarily be the best way to do things or the cheapest way to do things, but it is one way to do things. What's really important to me when I was kind of figuring out how I wanted to ship was that the experience felt very intentional for the customer. Because of that, I use a lot of like branded things that I designed specifically for magic carpets. And what that includes are some things that I got from a company called No Issue, which is a company that I have known about for a long time and feel very excited about because they have a really big focus on sustainability. This video is not sponsored by them, but I do have an affiliate link with them down below if you want to get some cool items for yourself. So the way that I package my rugs is I roll them up. These are like doormat sized rugs, and these are rugs that I make pretty often. I just roll them up like this. So they make a nice little cinnamon roll. Then I take some yarn and I just wrap it around the rug. Then I will wrap it in tissue paper. This is some custom tissue paper from No Issue. They have a ton of like color options, and you can upload your logo or whatever you want onto it. I will wrap the rug in this tissue paper, and it just so happens to like perfectly fit. Then I take these stickers, which I also got from No Issue. They're just a little part of my logo, these stars. So I take this sticker and I just use that to close the tissue paper. Okay, now for the container. I ship my rugs of this size, specifically in boxes that I ordered a while back, but they are like perfectly sized for these specific rugs. I think that this is a good route to go if there's a certain sized rug that you make often. These will fit this rug here perfectly. I got these boxes from Uline, which you can buy pretty much any box you could possibly think of, and you can order them in bulk. My rug in its little taquito shape will just fit right in. Like that, nice and snug. Next thing I do, I ordered these rug care cards, also from No Issue. I will just like toss that in here. The last thing that will be put in the box is the packing slip, which shows, you know, all of the order information on there. So that is one way to ship them, but it's not the only way. What you want to consider when shipping is that the cost of shipping is based on the size and the weight of your package. So obviously we can't really change the weight of our rugs very much, but we can make sure to ship the rugs in as tight of a container as possible. Another consideration is what glue you use on the back. The Roberts 3095 that we all know and use is very malleable, and it makes rugs that you could easily fold. The AAT 1132 does not do that, which is why I use that adhesive exclusively for large area rugs. I stick to the Roberts 3095 for smaller pieces. So what you could do if your rug is malleable, you could just fold it and then ship it like that. You could use a mailer like this. It's gonna be tight. Doesn't quite fit this particular mailer, but you get the idea. I'll be honest, this kind of makes me nervous. It's a very effective way to do it, but the material can be very thin. I feel like the rug is just a lot more safe in a box if that is available. Yeah, mailers are definitely an option. The last approach that you could take to shipping a rug is to wrap it up in plastic. Really, the goal is to make it waterproof and thick enough to be tossed around a bit. If you want to see an example of someone using plastic wrap to ship their rugs, my homie over at Flavor World has demonstrated that in one of his recent tufting videos, and I will link that for you below. So yeah, these are kind of the options: rolling the rug up and getting a custom box to fit, folding them up and putting them in a mailer, or rolling them up and plastic wrapping them. So now that we have this rug nice and packaged, I want to share a little bit about the platforms I use, Shopify and SHIPPO, to actually manage my orders and print labels. Now we are over here in the tech station. Where to begin? The things that I use to list my rugs and manage / purchase shipping labels. First of all, a scale. This is what I use to weigh the final product I have in order to purchase a shipping label for it. I have a label maker and then a printer to print packing slips. Then the platforms I use are Shopify and SHIPPO. So when I first made a website for Magic Carpets, I was on Squarespace, mostly because I was familiar with the platform because I had made my portfolio in Squarespace, and I did one launch on Squarespace. I did like a big rug drop. After that, I pretty immediately knew that I wanted to switch over to Shopify. While Squarespace is awesome for creating websites, it's very easy. It's not an e-commerce first platform like Shopify. So I ended up doing a lot of manual processes and my brain just could not handle it. I have switched over to Shopify. I ended up just purchasing a theme that allowed me to design my website in a way that I really liked. The other thing that's great about Shopify is there's a huge app store for things. If the out-of-the-box Shopify functionality doesn't quite fit what you're looking for, there's probably an app that you could buy for like a couple bucks a month that could help you solve that problem. There's a ton of forums out there. It just felt like Shopify was where I wanted to be if I wanted to grow my business. It's more scalable. It just is easier to use on the e-commerce side of things. I list all of my products in my shop, and that is where my customers can buy them. The second thing that I use specifically related to shipping is a service called SHIPPO. So the way that you create shipping labels is you actually have to purchase them. This was something that I didn't know about before. Basically, what you need is the mailing information, the customer's address, the weight and size of your parcel, and from that, the shipping rates are calculated, whether it's through like UPS, USPS, etc. And you can choose which one you want to buy, and then you buy a shipping label for that order. I have used a couple of different services to buy shipping labels. The first one I used was stamps.com, and it was kind of a fail because my shipping label was not compatible with it. Then I used Shopify to purchase some shipping labels for the t-shirts I was selling. And I actually think that Shopify's labels are a little bit more expensive. They don't have as good of discounts as SHIPPO does. So now I use SHIPPO, obviously. Basically, they're an app that you can integrate with through Shopify. So all of your orders will get pushed into SHIPPO. You can just pull up your SHIPPO account. You can just go through every single order, weigh your parcel, input that information, and then you can purchase your shipping label, print it, print your package slip, do all of that through SHIPPO, and then slap the label on your package to get it out the door. So I have SHIPPO open here with this customer's order, 4.46 pounds. I know that these boxes are 18 by 6.5 by 6.5, so I'm inputting that here. So I'm just inputting the weight now. Another thing that I do every time I buy a shipping label for my rugs is I always buy the insurance. Then it will just add a few dollars to the overall shipping rate. Probably a good idea, considering these are some pretty expensive items that we're shipping. Okay, and then I can choose the cheapest option, which in this case is $17.43 for UPS ground shipping, and then I will hit buy. I personally am not in a position where I'm shipping enough to offer free shipping, given the variability of shipping rates for packages of this size and weight. I have chosen to charge what the average cost of shipping is across the States and across Canada for shipping these rugs specifically, and I charge the customer that rate. Sometimes I lose money on shipping and sometimes it's a little bit cheaper, but generally it's around $15 for these specifically. So yeah, now I can buy the label and I will print it. When I'm packaging and shipping a lot of rugs or t-shirts at once, I will batch print and purchase the labels and then kind of get into a workflow of doing everything all at once. So I'm going to print and purchase the rest of these labels and packing slips and then just get packaging. Okay, that is a literal wrap on that. All I have to do is go drop these off at UPS and USPS. I will have everything linked down below for you as best as I can. This is just what I do right now, subject to change. The first time I ship a large rug, I will definitely let you know how that goes because it should be interesting. If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. But once again, this is definitely not my area of expertise. I'm just figuring it out as I go, reading a lot of like Shopify articles and things like that. That is all for today's video. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.